As I explore these words with you, I want you to think intensely about what they actually mean and what the fence is, what ideas are superimposed to keep you from the true meaning. These are various forms of penetrating intelligence, and if I feel it necessary and I have time, I'll go over the sensibility words, the sense words, with you again. I'd like to remind you that wisdom comes from wisa, meaning manner, eidos, meaning form, idean, to see, witin is a sage, and wizo is sage. So to know, right? Wisdom. Manner, what form? To see, sage, and sage. A martial artist connects to God. A scientist explores details if he is using a true method. If he is constrained by the West, he is doing it to elevate the power structures of the West. What does it mean to be sharp? In the word sharp, we have harp. What do angels play? What is the negative connotation? A harpy. We also have the word pray backwards, a variation of the word pro, and the P, or the phallic, right, the penis, ra, sharp, keen. Remember, interchangeable vowels. Vowel to what L? Which one? The ki, energy of the earth, or the ka, okay, and the chi, see high, right? It's the energy of the earth, but seeing high. Okay. So keen becomes ka in. These are the true definitions that one must focus on, most especially. Backwards, new okay, right? N-U, okay. The new O kills the old. Or if you're smart, you'll kill the new old. And the new O, right? Reproductive cycle. Ra as the winged disc, the sun as a symbol of reproduction, the symbol of Ra to the Egyptians, etc. Straightforward. O, think of cycle, cyclic, circle, right? And so on. Astute. A's at I makes one astute. Insightful, insight, in vision, how you see things. Full, right, the truth. Perceptive, pair, par, right, up to par, spar, up to par. Okay, spear, ring, right, what ring? The sun. How to go through the sun gate, right, sparring. Okay, spirit, spar, anyway. Perceptive, par, pair, pour, peer. See up to I, vi, right, see up to I, vi. See up to vi or see up I, vi. Of E, going backwards now, of E, pick, rape, right? Why are they perceptive? What do people use their intelligence for when they're cunning? Think about it. What is money without hot chicks? What are the various forms of rape? It goes back to Serapis. See rape as using illusion to cheat the top martial artist out of what is rightfully his, and everyone else who is more inclined to be in the divine order out of what is rightfully theirs. Discerning. Days, right? What days, right? A days, see earn. So see earn the truth in the days, right? The sun, brilliant, bright, right? Brilliant, the sun. Okay, who's wiser than who? Who's smarter than who? It's right there in the words of their own language of the moon temple. Okay, brilliant, in the earth temple, etc. Brilliant, bright. And they talk about being illuminated, right? Which is referring to more magic nonsense. Okay, the way it is being used at least. So, moving on. Sensitive. Suns, I, to vi. Right, the sun and the sun. Sins, I to vi, right? Evil version of it, right? Evi as news, okay? Backwards. Evi as news. Now, there's other things you can get from this. These are the most important. They came to me right away. The wordplay goes on, and there's various languages you can apply as well. But these are the key things, and nothing you will find contradicts these ideas, I assure you. Intuitive. In you, at I or O, vi. Observant. And incidentally, I encourage you to work the angles yourself if you're skeptical. Be skeptical and find that I am the truth. I am who I say that I am. Observant. Obi, servant. Obi's your vein. Remember, obi means king, temple, heart. Belt is a sign of rank, right? Hut. Okay. All these refer to the reproductive cycle and who should be in charge and why. And of Ra's ba, backwards. Ba meaning soul. Here's another key one. Piercing, right? Penetrating, right? Piercing. These have implications in sex as well and warfare. Piercing, P-I or C-on-N. Penetrating. P-on at Ra-in. Remember, the G can be removed because it refers to the worldly energy, right? Also, the gnosis, the hypnosis. Remove that. Transcend. Destroy the spell. The G is part of the spell. The H is part of the spell. The T is the feminine suffix. What they're adding, the plus, it's part of the spell. These things can be removed. P-N-A, rate, in. Percipient, pour, pair, par, peer. Ka, okay, or C-I, okay. P, I on N. Remember, the P is the penis, the phallic symbol. It's not simple as how big it is or how cute it is, right? This is fleshly nonsense. It is the spirit that the P is conveying. Perspicacious. Pores, pairs, peers, pick a C-I-O as. Now, these words are synonyms for being sharp, right? And they prove my point. You know, it is better to be sharp and to think effectively and quickly in life when life is short than to break things down and put your findings at the mercy of a corrupt world. The main difference, perhaps, between the martial artist who's of God and the scientist and the martial artist that side with him, the quote-unquote martial artist, right, who side with him in terms of art, illusion. Art is illusion versus technique of marshaling on behalf of God. Penetrative is another key word. Okay. P in a trait I vi. Clear-sighted. Clear-sighted, right? Came to bring a sword. It's going to divide. It's a martial artist. It's going to make it clear to non-martial artists, non-angels, not working the angles. The true angles of God, not the fallen ones who twist the angelic order. If I have time, I'll make a video about that. Their angelic order is twisted to elevate scum above the righteous. Forms of combat and so on. Anyway, clear-sighted. C-L, ear, right? See, God, hear. He who has an ear, let him hear. Right? C-L-E-A, or, okay, Ra-L-C, so E/A, or Ra-L-C, so, C, say, A-D, for sighted. Far-sighted, fair. Also from far we can get roof, rough, and Ra-F, F for fuck. In other words, F-U, right? The wordplay. Where do these words come from? Where do these insults come from? And so on. And vulgar language, right? Fallen angels, right? Vulgar language. Not everyone who speaks these words is a bad person, but the idea that the West attaches to it, right or wrong, is that they're bad people, so that's part of the magic spell as well. Intelligent. In tall I on. or in tall I gent for gentlemen, ladies and gents. Right? Backwards, the T is the plus is removed. No G ill lay new. To know biblically, right? The G is another name for key as well, right? The world energy. Clever, C lover, C-L-E veer, Ra vi L-C. Canny, C on new. Sharp-witted, pro, way. Okay, pro, sharp, right, back, witted, way, or what, right, sharp-witted, add, right. Shrewd, backwards, D, where, war, where meaning the great one, har, where. Whenever it's an Egyptian deity, especially a key one, this usually is an important part of the wordplay, right? Where, meaning the great one. Har, where Horus the elder, the follower, who Narmer, the first dynasty, the only clear-cut dynasty that was in the right. Why would the second dynasty family replace them if they're in the right? Unless they made a mistake. It's safe to say that after the first dynasty, one being the Alpha dynasty, Beta nonsense dominated Egypt with little hints of righteous thought, but not the spirit, I'd say. All right, quick, key, C, K, right? If you're quick, you're killing the idea of this slow, worldly thinking, right? The hair as the heir to the throne. Fresh air versus slow, stale, turtle air. Smart, raz or raise. Acute, A, alpha, cute. Or A, cut E, slicing, no matter how you slice it. Discriminating, day's crime in eating. Right, the days, right, being confused, right. Informal, okay, on the ball, right-brained, heads up, with it, in touch, right, sparring. If you're in touch as a martial artist, you put the emphasis on sparring. And obviously, I've many other martial artists all throughout history have seen it that way, including 9th degree black belt in Korean Taekwondo, Master Hee El Cho. He said, "What is martial arts without an emphasis on sparring? Without an emphasis on sparring, you don't know what a real martial art is." Okay. I'll put it at the end if I feel necessary. We're already at 13 minutes. The census words, sense as census, right? Consensus proves my point, right? Consensual, sense, sensitive, sensual, scent, essential, senseless, sensible, essence, obiessence, right? Abow, obi, essence, right? Sensation, sensei, another word for master in some martial art cultures. Sensate, apprehended through the senses, preoccupied with things, sense modality. Sense datum, an immediate, unanalyzable private object of sensation. Very telling. Senseful, reasonable, judicious. Sense organ, right? Judicious. Who should be judging? Who has sense? Sense organ, a bodily structure that receives a stimulus as heat or sound waves and is affected in such a manner as to initiate a wave of excitation in associated sensory nerve fibers with convex specific impulses to the central nervous system, where they are interpreted as corresponding sensation. Sensibilia, what may be sensed. So look up sense organ. It has everything to do with mind, body, and soul, and how one used to quickly see that it is stupid not to see religion in terms of martial arts. Sensibility, ability to receive sensation. 2, peculiar susceptibility to a pleasurable or painful impression. 3, awareness of and responsiveness toward something as emotion in another. 4, refined excessive sensitiveness in emotion and taste with especial responsiveness to the pathetic. Who knows the pathetic more than I do? Sensible, archaic, perceptibly large, considerable. Receptive to external influences, sensitive. They use the example of God. The most sensible reaches of the spirit was the example they use. Emotionally aware and responsive.